out of here. No, seriously, let's get out of here.
3rd and Pike.
It's a place where you can get drugs. It's a place where you die.
The epicenter of Seattle, Washington's drug epidemic. The intersection has become infamous for the hundreds of addicts that gather here to buy and use illegal drugs. The storefronts, once vibrant, now stand as hollow shells, overshadowed by the rampant addiction and despair. But it wasn't always this way. Going back to the 1920s, it was a popular streetcar stop for those that wanted to enjoy the more luxurious side of life, as the intersection featured an impressive array of upscale shopping. The first Starbucks was even founded 2 blocks from here in 1971, and the 1979 opening of the McDonald's was a proudly celebrated event. Unfortunately, the crack epidemic of the 1980s hit the area hard, and the McDonald's developed a growing reputation as the hangout spot for local drug dealers. In recent years, fentanyl has exploded in popularity with the local residents, resulting in more overdoses and violence than ever, as well as a booming open-air market. So come with me as we travel out to Seattle, Washington, and experience firsthand life on 3rd and Pike.
I steal hundreds of dollars worth of groceries.
It's supposed to be one of the richest states around the country, and we're dealing with this.
How would you describe the difficulty of kicking opioid addiction?
It's impossible.
You're gonna see some grimy shit.
That's Seattle. Drugs.
Behind me is 3rd and Pike, and we're going to try to speak to some of the people that live here and find out firsthand what life is like.
They broke into the Ross. No way, dude.
All right, check this out. We just missed it. Some guy ran up here and smashed this window of this Ross Dress for Less, stole some stuff, and ran out. As you can see right here, it's closed. And yeah, this guy tried to bring this big box out here. There's a bunch of merchandise on the ground. We got some Calvin Kleins.
All right, let's get out of here.
Saw some
No, seriously, let's get out of here.
Yes, sir. That's crazy. Oh, super poor timing on my part, picking up this stolen object right as the cop walks out. So who am I here with?
Liam.
What is life like out here on 3rd and Pike?
Crazy as hell. A lot of drugs, a lot of bullshit, mayhem, a bunch of people walking around like zombies, all fucked up on fentanyl.
How would you describe 3rd and Pike to someone who's never heard about it?
It's a place where you can get drugs, and it's a place where you die. I've seen a lot of things that I shouldn't have seen. Executions and shootings and shit like that.
How long have you been out here?
On and off for about like the last, I want to say like 8 years.
Could you tell us what happened to your leg?
Xylazine happened. Tranq being a horse tranquilizer that, you know what I'm saying, eats through this tissue.
So it's suffering from necrosis right now?
Yeah, highly. Here, I'll show you.
Oh my gosh. How long has it been like that?
It's probably been like that for about like on and off for like the last 2 years. On this leg too.
You have it on both legs?
Yeah, and also it's spread to my pancreas.
Are you still using xylazine?
No, I bought that stuff by mistake off of somebody that I didn't know or trust. I scratched my leg one time and that's all it took. Next day, I had a lesion-like wound. Nobody wants to be in this fucking hellhole, as you can hear. This place fucking sucks.
All right. Yeah, tell me about life out here.
Life down here is normal, you know, it's easy to do, and I just score touchdowns.
Could you tell me a little bit about life out here on 3rd and Pike?
It's crap. It's exactly what you see. It's garbage, it's dope, it's hoes, it's people who don't care about themselves, much less anybody else. It's shit like that.
People out here trying to sell just to live. We're getting harassed for it.
Do you feel like there's some misconceptions about the homeless population?
Absolutely. But then again, look at this place. These people act like their 2-year-old children don't know how to pick up after themselves.
It's like disgustingly filthy and dirty. If I were to fly in from any other state and see this as a downtown, I'd be fucking repulsed. You know, nowhere else is this fucking trash. Every single person you see out here right now is an adult. Adults should be able to clean up after themselves.
Just a few years ago, if you came here, you would see orange needles littered all around the street, right?
A couple years ago, it was heroin that was the main drug out here, and you would see needles scattered everywhere, like everywhere you go. I mean, playgrounds, everything. There'd be needles everywhere, all over the city. Far and few between people who still shoot up out here, but I mean, you'll see it occasionally. But if you call a number, they'll come and pull up on you and give you needles, give you whatever you need.
So they have mobile needle delivery service?
Yeah, they do. It's like a needle exchange, harm reduction, and then they have harm reduction places where you can go and give your needles. You exchange them 1 for 1 for brand new needles, but a lot of the time, even if you don't have needles, they'll just give you boxes of them. It's crazy.
How does it make you feel when you see people like this gentleman who's on the ground just balled up and crippled with drug addiction?
Uncomfortable. I mean, I don't I don't like to see it, but I mean, I guess being out here is a part of life, you know? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Like, you can't get these people sober if they don't want to get sober themselves, you know?
So there's essentially nothing you can do unless they want something to be done?
Yeah, 100%. If you don't want to get sober for yourself, you're probably not going to get sober. Like, you can get a dose of fentanyl for $1, you know?
That's super crazy. How cheap was heroin?
I wouldn't say cheap, but it was like $10 for a point, or like 60 to 80 a gram. A fentanyl pill is a lot stronger than like a point of heroin, so when the fentanyl pills came out, they took over.
How bad is the fentanyl addiction?
You see a lot of these people, like, they'll be going crazy, crying, and like just begging people to get them high. And you know, like, I used to be an opiate addict, and like the opiate withdrawals are horrible.
For someone who doesn't know what it's like, how is the experience of going through a fentanyl withdrawal?
It's like the flu times like 5. It's horrible. It's like the worst flu you've ever had in your life. It takes days, and so a lot of these people don't want to go through withdrawals, so they keep doing it, you know?
Seattle used to be so much more than this, and now it's this, and it's so sad.
What do you think the cause of Seattle getting so much worse is?
An attitude of acceptance, you know what I'm saying? The laws are changing, and they're being more, they're easier on people, and I know like that nobody wants to hear me say that, but and you have people shooting up and smoking and all that on the street and shit. I've done it, I do it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna, and I can't knock it, but I do because I know better. And if I'm going to do that, I should be in the house doing it. I just don't have a house anymore, so where am I going to do it at?
Seattle's definitely not doing what they're supposed to. There's a lot of homelessness, and like they're really not doing shit about it. Like, as you can see, like, the block is fucking crazy out here right now, and the cops really aren't doing much. They really can't do much. Seattle is like down a ton on cops right now, so I mean, they're not doing even a quarter of what they should, really. A lot of theft and boosting. They grab shit from stores, shoplift, and then come out here and sell it. There's a bunch of fences out here, which is who you sell stolen shit to, and then they end up buying dope straight on the block.
Where do all these people sleep at night?
A lot of them just walk around here all night long, and that's all they be doing is just walking around, and like they don't really have a place to go. And then the other people, they either have tents or like they have somewhere to go, a friend's house, a tent, tiny home, whatever, you know.
I think Seattle's doing a great job. They got bombarded with a lot of people. The housing part is kind of iffy to me. You know, I've realized that there's a lot of housing available, but they're not being utilized for some reason. And there's a lot of buildings that are going up that are being torn down and rebuilt. There's enough units for whoever's left out here anyway, for them to have at least 2 units to themselves.
For those who don't know, Seattle offers its homeless population housing programs such as Urban League and DESE, a program that aims to end homelessness and assist by placing people in emergency housing sites. You were saying that you've been homeless before, right?
Yeah, I've been homeless for like a couple years, had a stint of homelessness.
And how difficult is it to get housing here in Seattle?
If you don't have any resources, it's really difficult to get housing. Especially a lot of people out here, like, they get their shit stolen, they lose their ID, all that kind of stuff. The city gives people like free apartments or will house people for an extended amount of time, but that's like difficult. It takes years to get into. Either A, they just tell you to call back later, or they really don't help you at all. I mean, like, it's super difficult. It took me a couple years to get off the streets. I mean, a lot of these people have been out here for 6, 7, 8 years and still can't get housing. And then like they have a bunch of shelters, and the shelters are always either full or like they have bed bugs and like lice and all sorts of crazy shit that you don't want to get.
I mean, there's lots of housing they give out. There's places where they could shower and shit and all that stuff instead of the alleyways.
They're called harm reduction, and so they give you supplies so that you can safely use. But that creates a drug culture. So if you're trying to get clean, then that, like, they have funding to do like amazing things, and they just don't. And you have those that don't respect anything anybody else is trying to do. So I'm sorry about your background, but that bitch is a mess, so.
This is ridiculous. There's many times I've cleaned up, you know, just a whole corner, just because I'm sick of looking at it and being in it, you know? Because the people you see out here, you know what I mean? Everyone's just like hunched over, and it's like fucking walking through Monsters, Inc. You know, it's crazy.
What are the people like out here?
Assholes and scandalous. You gotta be careful the things you hold in your possessions, you know, because they'll be gone in 3 seconds if you don't watch them closely.
What originally brought you down to 3rd and Pike?
I don't know. People like me, kind of, you know? Wanderers, you know, nomads.
How long have you been out here?
I've been out here since my daughter died. So she died in October 11th, 2021. So I've been out here since she died. That's about it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
Whoa, what happened?
They shot Orbeez at us. Someone just drove by and shot us with Orbeez.
Yeah, see, they do cynical shit like that. Yesterday I got threatened to be shot in the eyeball and in the face.
How did you initially wind up homeless?
I ended up losing my job. I was a caregiver. That's my career. I got my CNA.
What's some of the stuff you have to go through living out here?
A lot of abuse. I didn't have it hard compared to a lot of other people that have been abused in many awful ways by their parents, by their family members. Yeah.
What are you doing? Huh?
Interviewing. If I can get into a car right now and run, I would run away.
Is there a lot of violence out here?
Oh yeah, you have other people that just beat up on other weaker people and take their stuff, and yeah, it's very violent. It's a very violent culture.
When people are out here stealing from each other, it can become a violent situation.
It's constant, rampant. People get stabbed, people get shot all the time. It's craziness.
The McDonald's on 3rd Street, right near Pike, has been a hotspot for criminal activity and violence. In 2015, a large-scale drug bust swept through the area and 95 people were arrested, but it did little to quell the drug addiction that plagued the streets. On January 22nd, 2020, 8 people were shot outside this McDonald's, one of which was pronounced dead at the scene. Would you say this is one of the most dangerous areas in Seattle?
Yeah, that and I'd say Chinatown, like 12th and Jackson, probably like one of the most dangerous areas.
Next, we make our way to 12th Avenue and South Jackson Street, 10 blocks south of Pike Street, roughly a half-mile away. So just a short drive away from 3rd and Pike is 12th and Jackson, right? And you said that, what goes on out here?
This is like the notorious like selling area for stolen merchandise, like fencing.
How much of a discount can you get items if you purchase them out here?
I mean, it depends on what you're getting, but like really, really cheap. Like for instance, like clothing, you can get like nice clothing that's like probably $50 in the store for like $5 out here.
A lot of these people just go into a store and just grab stuff and leave.
Yeah, they do what's called guerrilla boosting, which is where you go into a store, you just openly grab merchandise and leave.
Boosting, or retail theft, has caused several local businesses to move out of the area affected by the rampant thefts. It's very common, as we just saw at the Ross Dress for Less. As you can see right behind us, smash and grabs are not very uncommon, and one just happened.
People that stole a bunch of shit from Ross, we just missed it, I guess.
Yeah, they're returning this
stuff. Like I was saying
stuff.
in the car, smash and grab robberies are common out here.
Yeah, so a lot of these stores have closed down. For instance, you said the McDonald's up there.
Yeah, you can't go inside the McDonald's. The Macy's closed down because people are doing the same thing, smashing and grabbing a bunch of coats. A lot of the time, if they don't have private security, they won't do anything and they won't stop you. Most of the stores don't want confrontation. They don't want that bullshit, so.
Fuck them rich people that are mad that I wear more expensive shit than they do. I get it cheaper than they do.
Shit start getting wild, man. It start, that Fetty start hitting, man. These streets start getting a little more wicked, man. And Fetty's like turning into new cracks.
It's cold at nighttime. There's not a lot of bathrooms to use. As a girl, which is gross.
But it'd be crazy out here, like most people like be smoking all day long, like it's like this until like cops come, people start moving around like cattle.
We're getting money, we're getting paid, we're getting laid every day. I don't have to put up with all the rules of society and all their bullshit. I ain't gotta pay taxes to some government that's gonna kill my kids with the money I give them. Pretty well free to do what I want to do until the cops come and tell us I gotta push it down the street. All the kids that disappear, only people that can make them disappear without a problem is police officers. Look into that a little bit more, Mr. and Mrs. Taxpayer.
Could you tell me a little bit about life out here?
Amazing. The atmosphere is awesome. I moved out here because weed was legal and things like that. I want to be homeless,
You want to be?
Yeah, I like it.
What are some of the benefits of being homeless from your perspective?
I don't have to answer to nobody. Wake up whenever, go to bed whenever.
How long have you been homeless for?
I've been homeless for going on 6 years.
What did you do before you were homeless?
I worked at a shipyard for 14 years on the East Coast.
Tell me a little bit about life out here.
You're gonna get snaked. You're gonna have friends that you think are close to you. You know what I'm saying? People that you think are close to you turn their back on you, and you're gonna see the real underbelly of the world.
My homie just got shot fucking the other day, and in that shooting someone died. And it's like, that's some shit that happens all the time. And
how many times did you get shot?
I got shot at one time. It went in and it went out, and just being wrong place, wrong time.
How long ago was that?
It was like 2 days ago, and it was on and today is my birthday. That's the crazy thing.
Today's your birthday?
Yes, I almost not made it to my own birthday.
Man,
that's the irony.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
I feel like the Seattle government is doing a good job of helping homeless people find housing.
Outreach workers who don't do very much outreach for me, being I'm homeless, if I miss an appointment or something, they get upset with me. Or they don't do their fair share, I think, of reaching out. Like right now I'm homeless and I don't have a phone, can't keep a cell phone because I fall asleep outside and they get stolen. Can't catch up with her, she can't catch up with me, and she's in court a lot, so.
Homelessness has been an ongoing historical issue in Seattle, the problem being documented as far back as 1850. In 2020, the city of Seattle allocated $80 million for the Division of Homeless Strategy and Investment. However, the cost of medical, police, and all nonprofit governmental efforts has cost much more than this across the region.
As far as the government, you guys know it. Government don't care about nobody.
What do you think could be done to clean up an area like 3rd and Pike that has been the way it is on and off for over 40 years?
They gave us housing, and it really didn't do much. You're still out there.
They gave everybody out there housing?
Pretty much. I mean, the people that really wanted it. I mean, you want me to be honest about it?
Yeah.
The motherfuckers that didn't get housing didn't want housing. They're supposed to be in one spot. You weren't in one spot. Come on, man.
So you feel like someone that's homeless right now in downtown Seattle has the option to be housed?
Yeah.
And it's a decision for them to be out in the streets for the most part? That's probably surprising to some people.
Well, it's the truth. And I really put the time in into really like following what they asked me to do, and that's how I got my housing, my hotel, and then I got into my apartment that I'm in now.
What is the housing like that you received?
I stay in a DESC building, and I wanted to quit doing drugs, but you can't put somebody who wants to quit doing drugs in a DESC building.
Why is that? Too much temptation?
Everybody there does drugs. Everybody there is crazy. Everybody's just a piece of outside world in an apartment building, pretty much.
It's like a chaos environment. How long have you been out here?
I've been on the streets for 10 years. I just got an apartment last August, so I've been indoors for about almost a year.
You have to pay anything for it?
30% of income.
Do you like that whole situation, or is there something that you think Seattle could be doing differently?
No, they're doing right for the housing, you know. It just takes forever. If you're a single white male, it's going to take you years before you even get into a place.
Well, you're going to be last on the list?
Yeah.
No, the tiny house used to be cool. Like, you go up and, like, if you didn't have anything to eat, they give you fucking a warm meal.
We always get judged by people driving by, people that have homes. They always want to judge us. And they pretended to give us homes, but all that money that they invested, not a single person has been given a home. They say, oh, we will send you, we will call you. How you don't call me? How you don't find me when I'm over here? You need to come over here and find me here. Nowhere else. Like, you don't see me. Why do you need to send me a mail? Come over here and find me and give me the house. How hard is that?
So you feel they didn't make it easy enough to get a home?
Not like, they made us beat around circles. They did money and they disappear. They buy cars for themselves. They buy bonuses for themselves.
So you guys are willingly homeless. Where do you find places to sleep at night?
Anywhere. Even Pike Market right there at the picnic tables. I'll sleep there, you know. Yeah, man.
I'm just walking through.
Yeah.
So a lot of these stores are closed yet. Some of these high-rises are apartments that cost over $3,000 a month.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, like if you were to buy them outright, are $1.5, $2 million apartments, you know.
Basically, with opiate addiction, I hate myself and want to die. Why? Because they keep kicking us down, kicking us down, kicking us down.
It's not like in Vegas, like it's hot, bros. You know what I'm saying? Most people underground and shit. Most people hiding, but out here people don't give a fuck because the law don't arrest you, bros. They'll come to you while you're smoking, wake you up, take your bubble, take your foil, throw it away. But that's in other states, you go to jail for that shit. People be having wounds and shit. It be crazy out here. Like, some people OD, like somebody might be sleepy, you think, but all the time to be dead and shit. Nigga, every drug nowadays is laced with fetty, tranq, whatever, bro. It's like you be surprised. You might think you're smoking weed, and next minute you're gone. Like even me the other day, I was smoking some weed. I woke up in the hospital.
Yeah, how would you describe 3rd and Pike?
Dangerous. You got to be right, or you're going to get hurt out there. You know what I mean?
What keeps you, staying out here every day?
I'd have to say 100% my addiction to fentanyl. I'm trying to get into treatment again, and it just seems like a never-ending cycle.
How would you describe the difficulty of kicking a opioid addiction?
Almost impossible. Sometimes I think it's impossible. You'll have months and months of sobriety, but then that conscious of relapsing will be on your conscious because you hold yourself you hold yourself up to that standard and you don't want to let yourself down. But I really want to quit. I'm tired of all this life.
What would you tell someone who's thinking about experimenting with opioids?
Don't do it. It's not worth it. You lose everything in your life eventually. Small percentage of us even make it out. This life is so exhausting that I'm living right now. It's like I don't even know if I'd be able to make it.
I see a lot of people that appear to have spinal issues out here. Is that from the fentanyl leaning?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So they're just getting so high that they're deteriorating their spinal cord?
Well, that and it's just like lack of sleep and just constantly standing up.
And you might see a person who's sober, right? Acting normal as shit, like the most smartest person all day long. Hit that 50 one time. Turn into like a demon, a zombie or something.
What up, y'all? Just say hi to the camera, man.
Yeah, man.
It's your boy, Baby KC, man. AKA Ali, man. AKA flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
What are some things that you think people might not know about being homeless in general?
It's a choice. People don't believe that. People don't understand that. If you don't want to be homeless, you don't have to be homeless. You can get your shit together and, be where you want to be. But people choose it because there's no rules. There's no bills, there's no rules, there's no expectations on you. You just chill all day.
It's like the ultimate freedom in a way?
Pretty much. But then it eats away at you. because, you know, you end up like me, 32 years old, racing to find some type of job that's going to put some money into my pension so that I can live comfortable when I get old instead of working until I'm 80, you know?
My name's Aaron Gilmore.
What has brought you down to 3rd and Pike?
Well, I do a lot of drugs. I smoke a lot of fentanyl.
Fentanyl is obviously a pretty hardcore drug. What led you down the path of fentanyl use?
I had cancer when I was a kid. I had cancer from age of like 13 to somewhere like 17 or 18. We went from like Dilaudid and morphine and shit like that to smoking pills. Kind of progressed into heroin because heroin was cheaper. And
how long have you been addicted to opioids?
Well, from 13 to 29. You do the math.
And how would you describe the grips of addiction to someone who's never been through it?
I can't put it into words. I'm not going to try to. I'm just going to tell you that to want to exist in this world, doing what I'm doing, you have to be in a pretty low place in life. I go into a grocery store every night. I steal hundreds of dollars worth of groceries to sell them half price to people who are only willing to pay half price because they know they can get one leg up on me. I walk away with $40, which is enough to do drugs, and maybe a soda or two.
Where do you hope to be in like 3 years?
Not dead.
I guess to someone out there that is considering trying opioids for the first time, what advice would you give them?
What the fuck are you thinking? That's it. That's it. What the fuck are you thinking? It's stupid. It's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. Don't fucking do opiates.
I mean, I hope this don't happen to none of y'all.
Tell others about the resources that are out there so people can get off the streets and get some help.
We're all just living a life, life of struggle and addiction right now, but hopefully we overcome this hump. And I want to make a shout out to my family, and I love you guys and hope to get back in everybody's life soon.
If you had one wish, what would it be?
I wish that I never did drugs. Fentanyl needs to go.
God bless America. Hopefully people will start to actually care a little bit more. Thank you.
Appreciate you. As always, the Extended will be on Patreon. And is there anything else you want to say to the people out there?
Just don't do fentanyl. Tell your loved ones that you love them, because you don't know, people die every day, man. You don't know when your time's gonna be.
I've been poorer than the picture, 1%ers in the world doing more than getting richer. And all I know is that I still don't got enough. Dish soap, scented laundry, soda in my water cup. Jeez, man, I can't believe I fit all of that. Squeezed in the smallest machine up at the laundromat. When my wallet's flat, I'm like a ball of crap falling through the cracks of security and hauling ass.